shoes are the worst for lifting weights? Barefoot shoes right here. I actually have a pair. I'm gonna take off my shoes right now. Right here. You can see on the bottom it's a little rusty, but you can see the toe spacer is more wider than before. And look at this. People won't even notice. It's a good looking shoe. Of course it's dirty for mine, but it's a good looking shoe. Some has laces, some doesn't. I have two pairs. I got a black one and also I got a red one. This is the red one and it's pretty fire. Over time, I'm not gonna show a picture of my feet, but over time my feet got wider, like these examples right here. Before, my toes were inward more. Like, you know, this like example how the running shoe is turned in and it's tilted. That was my feet. My toes was kind of inward more, but ever since I wore barefoot shoes, it over time got wider, right now right here, something like that. And now I can produce more force. I'm more stable. I feel more comfortable. And comfortability mindset when lifting weights, especially on a squat, is everything, and actually will help you get more weight on the bar. So I really suggest Feeble's barefoot shoes. By the way, I am not sponsored. I do not work with this company, but I highly suggest Feeble's barefoot shoes. My name is Drake, or NoBSNutirition. I talk about 3 to 1 subjects on these podcasts, and today we're going to talk about running shoes, why they're not the best for you for lifting weights, and why I would suggest barefoot shoes. Okay, so let's talk about topic number 1. The reason: squishy, instability, and heel elevation. When you're performing with barbell weights, typically your running shoes have a lot of heel elevation, which that could be a negative or good, depending what it is. So if you're doing squats, for example, you have a lot of heel elevation to move your knees forward, and you have a lot of ankle mobility because of that. But in reality, that is just a band-aid to go more deeper possibly. That's not the great tool to use consistently over time, because you want to have decent ankle mobility without a shoe that will give you leverage. You want to be able to do things without a tool sometimes to be more independent. And the problem with shoes and running shoes, they can have a lot of instability. What I mean by that is a lot of heel elevation, but also the foam. The foam is not great as a lot of heel stability, because the foam to your feet, the ground to your feet is far away, so you can't really grip the ground as much. So if you're doing a deadlifting, if you're doing squats or something that requires your feet, you won't really have a great force produced compared to having a barefoot shoe. I like to give this analogy to people, or this example most likely is, once you have gloves on, you won't feel like you're gripping the bar tight. You won't feel the same if you didn't have gloves. The reason why? Because it's nerves. Nerves will actually might produce more force, or because of comfortability and habit of grabbing things without gloves, you feel more better and confident to push more weight. Same thing with shoes. If you have more foam between the ground to your feet, you really won't produce more force compared to having barefoot shoes, which it only has a thin sliver of padding, which over time will make your feet stronger to have more stability. Also, that can really help spread out your toe box, aka your toes, to actually cover more surface area to actually produce more force when doing squat, because you do need your toes to actually produce in a squatting motion and go up and down. And also squishy, the heel is squishy, the part of the heel elevation is squishy, and it's not good for stability. So why you shouldn't use running shoes for lifting weights, we kind of just talked about number 1, but number 2 is more specific. I'm going to target more, is because of the heel elevation and the band you're using. If you use running shoes and when lifting weights, you kind of hinder yourself to maybe more muscle growth, I would say, because of the fact that you have a padding between your feet to the ground, and in doing so you won't have more muscular force, and that will hinder your ability to pull even 10 to 20 pounds on a bar possibly. So if you're feeling like your toes are getting cramped up, if you're feeling like your toes are not gonna produce, it's like in this bunion type of shape, and you have instability because of that, or ankle problems, you definitely have to possibly change your shoes out to barefoot so you can make your feet stronger over time. It's really hard to target your feet strength, but this is one of the ways, and probably the easiest ways, to target feet strength, because you're not even noticing, you're not doing it, you're just walking. And barefoot shoes will actually give you the bang for your buck to have feet strength. And over time, if you have feet strength, you can jump down, and people don't notice that because you can jump down and up. You probably have less impact of your bones, less injury because of that, because you can jump up and down, and it's not a lot of impact to your feet because your feet is stronger than before, and it's not going to hurt as much. And running shoes, the thing with running shoes, the toe box is not wide enough. Our feet are meant to be like this, and meant to be wide. Our ancestors, people who are native tribes, they have a great example like that, and our feet meant to be wide. These shoes like to cramp up our feet because of style and design. In reality, our feet meant to be wide up the toe box to be strong. I recommend barefoot shoes, but not what you think. I'm not talking about the barefoot shoes that have the toe spacers, even though those can be good for some people. I recommend the basic Feebles barefoot shoes right here. I actually have a pair. I'm going to take off my shoes right now. Right here. You can see on the bottom it's a little rusty, but you can see the toe spacers is more wider than before. And look at this. People won't even notice. It's a good looking shoe. Of course, it's dirty for mine, but it's a good looking shoe. Some has laces, some doesn't. I have two pairs. I got a black one, and also I got a red one. This is the red one, and it's pretty fire. Over time, I'm not going to show a picture of my feet, but over time my feet got wider, like these examples right here. Before, my toes were inward more. Like, you know, this like example how the running shoe is turned in and it's tilted. That was my feet. My toes was kind of inward more, but ever since I wore barefoot shoes, it over time got wider, right now right here, something like that. And now I can produce more force. I'm more stable. I feel more comfortable. And comfortability and mindset when lifting weights, especially on a squat, is everything, and actually will help you get more weight on the bar. So I really suggest Feebles barefoot shoes. By the way, I am not sponsored. I do not work with this company, but I highly suggest Feebles barefoot shoes. They're amazing. Number 4, the benefits of barefoot shoes. We kind of talked about you out, but I would really say 3 components of it is more force production. So when you're doing a heavy bar squat, you want more force on the ground to actually push yourself upwards. And deadlifting too, you feel more stable. You don't feel squishy. You don't feel taller than usual, and you feel like you can push away from the ground. And your toes are spaced out, and that's everything when you're trying to go for weights. Also, the benefits, you don't have a chance of bunions. Bunions is when your feet goes inwards, typically your toes, because the shoe shape, and it goes inwards. And that will actually need surgery later on. I don't think you guys want surgery of something that is really quick to get, and it's kind of affordable. And will last for a long time. So I would highly suggest getting some barefoot shoes. It doesn't have to be Feebles, but it can be any really barefoot shoes. If you like the toe spacers, go right ahead. But if you don't want that and it's weird to you, which I relate to that, is to get the barefoot shoes I have. It's called Feebles in the description below. I'm not sponsored by them. I just think it's a great company that I use for, I think, a year right now, since I got 2 pairs. So every 6 months I got a new pair just because I want to. And these, I've been using them, you know. And also, a little tip, this is probably not the best thing you should be doing, but I even took the soles out of mine. Even though it's padding on the bottom, I took the soles out of mine, and I still feel stronger than before. My feet are getting stronger. Of course, you don't want to overdo it. That's like the con of it, because this is barefoot, so you don't want to walk on rocks or stuff like that, because it will probably hurt your feet, especially if you're not used to it. And the reason why I say rocks, I mean like pebbles, concrete, something like that. It will hurt over time if you consistently do it, especially if you're not conditioned to walk on ground surface with barefoot shoes, since you've been used to padding. So you have to try to go slowly into it. Probably do like 5,000 steps with barefoot. Over time, do 10,000. You maybe do 12,000 here and there. And over time, you get used to it, and your feet will be stronger than before. It will probably produce more strength over time because of that. The third benefit I will say is not the reliance on it. The reliance on these running shoes can be good if you're trying to run distance, for example. You're trying to just feel a little bit comfortable. Running in barefoot shoes will take time. For me, it took a lot of time, and I'm not the best at it, definitely not. But for some people, they don't like it because it does hurt, and I don't blame them, you know. For me, I had to condition my feet over time to actually wear barefoot shoes. I had a little bit of practice before some other people, so it wasn't hard for me, but I know for other people who doesn't do the same amount of steps I do or something like that will have a harder time. So I would suggest going into slowly and trying to not have it, you know. It's like having a belt consistently. You don't want to do a belt every lift and your core gets weakened. It's like having a cane consistently. You don't want to rely on a cane because your body will shift to that side on the cane, and then over time you need the cane. So you don't want reliance, especially if you want to be healthy overall and be more flexible what you do in life. So I suggest wear barefoot shoes now. Try it. Maybe you have to do rotations, so 4 days barefoot, 3 days running shoes. Trying to get comfortable in it, and after that I think it will be the best thing you could do. I love them. They look stylish, feebles, and I highly suggest it. But that's really it for today's podcast. It was very quick, it was very simple and tutorial. I'm trying to make these videos shorter so people can watch it faster and get quality information, but at the same time be interesting. I know this is a basic concept, me being on this thing, and I'm talking to you guys, but that's what I like to do, and this is why I think it's fun. Everybody, my name is Drake from NoBSNutirition. I suggest looking into Feeble shoes for barefoot shoes. I'm not sponsored, but they're a great company and I love them. So if you guys think this is interesting, please support the channel by liking and subscribing. I only have 93 subscribers. I want to get that to 100. I think we could do it in today's video, so let's try that. Thank you for everyone who supported me, the 20 people that's watching my content, at least a little bit. Thank you. I do notice you. I do look at the analytics, so thank you so much. If you want to comment below, please comment below. I suggest anything. Give me a video idea, give me an argument. We can talk about shoes, we can talk about anything. I highly suggest it. Let's have a great conversation. If you don't want to do in the comments, I have a Facebook group, a free Facebook group in the description below. I also have the link to Feeble shoes as well, and also have people that will probably be interesting to you in my links in my YouTube channel, so go check them out. Thank you. Goodbye.